I've tried a whole lot of blue glosses, so let's go ahead and swatch and try them on. I know exactly what you're thinking. We could get on board with maybe trying a black gloss, but a blue gloss? I really can't help it. I absolutely love fun shades of lip gloss, and same like I said in my black gloss video, I truly believe that there's a blue gloss out there for everyone. My hope is that I can introduce you to some new brands or maybe get you to step outside your comfort zone a little bit. I also want to mention that I did include a few products that are not glosses. Let's get into it. First, from e.l.f. Cosmetics, we have lip oil. This is their shimmery formula that came out last year. It has a very long name that I often can't remember, but basically this was a previously existing formula that they made shimmery. This is the shade Opalology Tour. And if you wanted to try a shimmery gloss that was quite subtle on the lips, I think this is a great option. You can really get the sparkles to stand out a bit more if you wear it with a deeper lip liner. I do have to mention though that some people find the scent of this formula to not be very tolerable. I've heard it described as smelling a little bit chemically, but I myself really wasn't bothered by it. Okay, from NYX Cosmetics, next we have the Fat Oil. This is the shade Polar Peppermint, and it does have a little bit of a minty feel on the lips. On me, this just looks clear. Maybe if you're extremely pale, you could see a very, very subtle blue tint if you were in direct sunlight, but I think pretty much this is clear on most people. Next, from Enco Beauty, we have one of their lip balms in the shade Sacred. These went super viral last year because the bullet is insanely beautiful. It is pH adjusting, but you get a really beautiful pinkish tint to the lips with subtle blue sparkles throughout. Next, we have a relatively new to me brand called Tacobo. This is a K-beauty brand, and they have a lot of really solid products. This is actually a lip plumper, and the plumping effect is quite strong, but I think I can get over it because I really love the subtle blue tint that it gives to the lips, and it makes my lips look so smooth. It also has a subtle blue sparkle throughout. I also do want to mention that on my skin tone, a lot of these blue products do look better as lip combos. So either topped over other lip products to sort of cool them down a little bit or paired with a deep liner. Next, from Mob Beauty, we have M149. This is a lip balm that was made in collaboration with Courtney Quarantine. Courtney is definitely a creator that I really enjoy. They often use this lip balm in combination with other products, especially to cool down a lip combination. Next, from Dior, we have one of their lip oils. This is the shade 65. This came out last year, and honestly, I picked this up because I was so curious. I had never really seen luxury brands like Dior do shades of lip oil like this. I actually do really like it. It does remind me a bit of the Tacobo, but without as much of a plumping effect. I do think I prefer the way the Tacobo looks on my lips a little bit more. Next, from NYX, we have one of their butter glosses. This is the shade Blueberry Tart. I honestly think this shade is kind of a lot of fun. You have to use it in a lip combination because otherwise it can look a little bit streaky. But I just think it's so impressive how many shades NYX has in the Butter Gloss line. Next, from Black Moon Cosmetics, we have the shade Poseidon. This is actually a liquid lip formula. If you're not familiar with Black Moon Cosmetics, they are an independently owned brand based out of Los Angeles, and they have such a nice variety of really cool shades of lip products, especially when it comes to darker shades and spooky shades. And I find this formula to be really nice. Okay, now we get into some of the more sparkly shades, and you know I love sparkly glosses. This is Milk Makeup's Odyssey Lip Oil in the shade Globetrot, and think Galaxy Lips with this lip oil. I like this formula, and I think a lot of people get on well with it. I heard it doesn't work for everyone. But in general, I find this line from Milk to have some really cool shades, and this was their first really exciting lip oil shade that they came out with, I think sometime about 2 years ago. Next, from Pat McGrath, we have one of the OG sparkly blue glosses. This is the shade Astral Moonflower. It does overall look similar on the lips to the Odyssey lip oil, but it is a different formula because it's a gloss and the Milk is a lip oil. But again, you're going to get that galaxy lip effect. Next, from Queen Cosmetics, we have the shade Virtual Reality, and the glosses from Queen Cosmetics are out of this world sparkly. while still being so incredibly smooth. I just think it's very impressive. And you get really cool chrome shifts with these too. If you want party or festival lips, this is the gloss for you. Queen Cosmetics really is known for their lip products. They have recently gotten into eyeshadows too, and their eyeshadow formula is also impressive. Next, from Unearthly Cosmetics, we have one of the glosses from the Gargoyle Lip Trio, and I'm afraid that they might be discontinuing this trio because I've seen it super discounted. This gloss is so pretty. It's called Gargoyle's Gloom. Especially on my skin tone, it's the type of gloss that I don't need a lip liner. I don't need anything to make this look good. If you have the chance to try some of the lip glosses from Unearthly, I highly recommend it. Okay, now I have two glosses from a small independently owned brand called Haunting Hues Cosmetics. I discovered these glosses on Instagram and I have fallen straight head over heels for the different shade offerings that they have. I know they're US based. I'm not totally sure if they ship internationally. They might, but if you're into really cool and interesting shades of lip gloss, I highly recommend checking them out. First, we have the shade Sinful, which is a kind of sheer navy sparkly gloss. And next we have the shade Ghost Ship, which is a lighter kind of gray, green, blue, and it has reddish pink shimmer in it. And here's what all of those shades look like swatched to my arm. I really do think that there's something here for everyone. You get a huge range from sheer to more opaque, from not sparkly to super sparkly. But let's go ahead and get into the lip swatches. So first from NYX, we have Polar Peppermint. This is that NYX Fat Lip Oil formula that I was talking about that's very sheer. It looks pretty much clear on the lips. It is an extremely comfortable formula, but like I said, I don't think that you need all of the shades because they're all going to look pretty much clear. Next from e.l.f. we have the Shimmery Lip Oil, and this is the shade Opalology Tour. As you can see, you do get some sparkle with it. It is overall subtle when compared to things like the Milk Makeup and the Pat McGrath. Next from Enco Beauty, we have the Sacred Lip Balm. And I am a little bit biased because I really adore this brand, but I think that this bullet is so beautiful and the way that this balm looks on the lips is so pretty. You really can see that subtle blue sparkle, and I like the tint that it gives my lips as well. Next from Takobo, we have Frozen Berry. This is a plumping formula and it makes my lips look really smooth. And I do really like this subtle blue that it gives my lips, but you do really have to be okay with a plumping effect. Next from Ma Beauty, we have the M149 Blue Lip Balm that was made in collaboration with Courtney Quarantine. I love this formula from Ma Beauty, and I really love that this shade is like a gray blue. And it does look cool all on its own, but I do prefer wearing it as a combination. Next from Dior, we have the shade 65 Lip Oil. I think that this does give a similar appearance on the lips to the Takobo. I do tend to judge a little bit more harshly with these super luxury lip products. I sort of feel like the people that will appreciate this most are ones who are already really obsessed with this formula and Dior. So I think it's nice, the packaging is pretty, but I'm not sure it's worth the price point. Now from NYX, we have the shade Blueberry Tart. This is their very extensive butter gloss formula. And I know it looks a little bit crazy on its own, but I think this is really cool as a mixing shade. And like, how cool in general is it that there's a drugstore brand that has a gloss in this shade? Now from Black Moon Cosmetics, we have the liquid lipstick in the shade Poseidon. I just have never seen a shade like this in a lip product before. Now these products have really good staying power, so I probably should have tried this on at the end given how dark it is, and it was really hard to get the product off. But this is a really beautiful shade of blue. If you've tried Black Moon Cosmetics, definitely let me know in the comments, and also what products from the brand are your favorites. Now from Milk Cosmetics, we have the shade Globetrot in the Odyssey Lip Oil. This is the first of the super sparkly lip glosses. Well, actually, technically, this is a lip oil, but look at how beautiful it is on the lips. And as you can see, there already was a little bit of a blue stain on my lips, so that affects the color that you're seeing ever so slightly. Now from Pat McGrath, we have the Lust Lip Gloss in the shade Astral Moonflower. And as I mentioned before, it does look similar to how the Milk looks on the lips, but the formula is different because this is a gloss and the milk is a lip oil. Now from Queen Cosmetics, we have the shade Virtual Reality, and Queen Cosmetics really does have some of the sparkliest glosses on the market. And I still can't get over how comfortable these glosses are. I know from trying a lot of different sparkly glosses how hard it is to maintain that level of comfort on the lips. Definitely a formula that they've perfected. This is another shade on me that I think is going to look better as a combination. And of course, I know glosses like these are not going to be for everyone, but they are a lot of fun. And if you like sparkly gloss, you do need to try Queen Cosmetics. And now next from Unearthly Cosmetics, we have Gargoyle's Gloom. This is in that gargoyle lip trio that I've talked about several times before. I just think this shade is so pretty. And Unearthly, if you're seeing this, please don't discontinue this little trio. Now we're going to try on two glosses from Haunting Hues Cosmetics. This is the shade Sinful. That's that more kind of sheer navy. And I think the shade looks great on its own, but I think it would look even sharper with a lip liner. And now we're going to try on the shade Ghost Ship. This is that really cool kind of gray, green, blue, and it has reddish pink sparkles throughout. This formula is also very comfortable. I just think that this brand has some of the coolest shades of lip gloss that I've seen. Now we have a shade from Girl Cult, and I actually forgot to do a swatch of it on my arm swatches. But I absolutely had to mention it because Girl Cult has so many cool shades and products and really great formulas. This is the shade G79, and I would describe it as a velvety texture. It's a blackened blue, and it has kind of subtle blue sparkles throughout. All right, y'all, I hope that you found this video helpful of me swatching my lip products and trying them on. Please let me know in the comments if you recognized any of your own favorites or have any other favorites that I didn't mention in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.